All right, hello everybody, and welcome to the 40th historical edition of Hangar 18. I just want to say thank you, and fuck you. And I am, as always, your giant blue stabby-faced, Cybertronian, murderous, chainsaw-wielding, stabby pants host, Thundercracker. And with me, as always, is the phone going off for the past 2 minutes. Spock to my Kirk, the southern baritone panty dropper Dreadwind.
Hey, what can I say? People,
I guess you're pretty popular.
popular. Yeah, I guess so.
So anyway, in this edition of Hangar 18, we decided to do something special, and which by we, I mean me. Decided to do something special for our 40th episodes. We did a completely Iron Maiden episode to fucking up the irons. So if you don't like Iron Maiden, well, first of all, if you don't like Iron Maiden, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, in general, right? Because Iron Maiden is brilliant music, right? So, and then secondly, why don't you like Iron Maiden, you fuck? All right, so anyway, we'll go ahead and do our heavy metal news segment. And I typed in heavy metal news, and actually it was odd because some Iron Maiden news came up as part of the heavy metal news.
Yep.
Like it just came up on Google, so apparently you saw it too.
Yeah.
Apparently, Iron Maiden, a band of note, they're going to do their Book of Souls tour, and one of the stops that they're going to make is in Lincoln, Nebraska, and they're going to be the first metal band to play at this Pinnacle Bank Arena. And last month, Def Leppard of shitty spandex and Aquanet fame, they drew 11,000 people. So my guess is if Def Leppard can bring in 11,000 people, Iron Maiden should bring in, I don't know, like fucking 1.2 million maybe. I don't know. Because I was never really a big fan of Cars Shook on Me. I'm just not a fan of cock rock in general, and Def Leppard in particular. So there you go. So yeah, that was my heavy metal news. They're going to bring out all their Eddies, and they're going to have the big stage show and everything.
Sweet.
And they haven't been there, I guess, in like 35 years. So it's been a while.
All right, Lincoln, Nebraska. The pressure is on. You better
right on.
sell that place out.
Don't fuck it up. Oh, they'll sell it out. I guarantee it. So that's my heavy metal news. What do you got for us there, Dreadwind?
Sweet. Well, today, July 7th, marks the 15th anniversary of the first band being added to the metal archives on the Encyclopedia Metallum.
Oh yeah, I love that site.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. 15 years ago, July 7th, 2002, they added their first band, and they've continued on since then, and it's been a huge success and everything. So congratulations to those guys, because that's a awesome site for any type of heavy metal.
Yeah, definitely. They get down to like obscure shit, like bands that have been seen by like 100 people.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that site. So yeah, so good for them. And I was just gonna say too, as I was scrolling through my newsfeed this morning, and somebody was like, "I'm having a heavy metal day," and then they put up a video of like Mudvayne. Like, yeah, I guess, dude, but why Mudvayne? I mean, I hate to harsh on other people's musical taste. Well, fuck that. I love to harsh on other people's musical taste. But I mean, Mudvayne, for fuck's sake, man.
Yeah.
But what I was saying though, because somebody else put a whole big string of Bathory lyrics, so that made up for the Mudvayne.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nope.
You don't like Bathory?
Nah, they're all right, I guess.
I fucking like.
Not a huge fan.
I don't know if that person's gonna like let you go, man. They're just fucking. They're after you. It's probably the IRS, dude. You might want to get that.
Who? My phone's not ringing right now.
Oh, it's not?
No.
What the fuck is that ringing noise then?
I don't know, but it's not mine.
Maybe it's. You can't hear that?
No.
Yeah, maybe I'm going crazy.
Maybe they're after you.
They might be. You never know. Maybe something. Because I definitely hear ringing.
Well, not mine.
Oh, you know what? I know what it is. I know exactly what it is. I'm going to shut this door so I don't have to fucking hear it anymore. I set an alarm for 10 o'clock on my phone. That's what it is.
What you meant by 2 minutes? My phone rang, but I mean, it wasn't it was like once.
Yeah, okay. I was like, man, they fucking just not letting up. All right, let's get into our heavy metal review. So I don't look so crazy anymore. Anyway, again, all this week we did all Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden was a band formed in East London, Leighton, in 1975. And that'll be the same for all of these because it's Iron Maiden, right? And the very first song.
This might be the longest set of songs that we've
done.
Yeah,
dude. There was one that was like 14 minutes long. Anyway, the first song is Phantom of the Opera, and it's off of their self-titled album released on the 14th of April, 1980. And here we go. I love the opening riff and the little ascending flourish right after it. Paul Di'Anno can sing fast as fuck. And yes, that's right. No Bruce Dickinson on this one. It's Paul Di'Anno. The riffs of the songs in this album have way more arpeggios than Maiden's later work. I don't know what that means, but somebody wrote it down in the comments. I thought that seemed pretty pertinent, so I cut and pasted it. I don't know what the fucking arpeggio is. So wherever if I can see arpeggio, I think of like maybe like a pregnant Italian pig. I don't know. I'm sure it has some kind of musical meaning, right?
Yeah.
The slowdown and the bluesy solo contained in it is quite awesome. The bass is prevalent and killing it throughout the entire song. Eddie looks like he could use some coffee or maybe less coffee on the cover. This is one of my favorite songs to be on the Art Trainer, too. I just love Phantom of the Opera on the Art Trainer. But then they have 25 seconds of dead air at the end. I'm not sure if that's the upload or the dude doing that. Or I don't know what the fuck problem was there. But anyway.
I think it's part of the song because like after like 20 of the seconds, Paul comes back in and says like the last line again. Yeah.
I didn't hear that part, but maybe I don't know. But anyway, Iron Maiden, the album is one of 2 Iron Maiden albums listed in Robert Demery's book, 1001 Albums You Must Hear Before You Die. Number of the Beast is the other one. In 2017, it was ranked 13th on the Rolling Stones list of 100 greatest metal albums of all time. That's giving it a little bit of extra credit, I think. I don't know if I can go 13th. But it's good, but I don't know 13th all time. Anyway, I give it an 8.5 Dreadbone.
Yeah, I did something a little bit different for my reviews this week. So my reviews are going to be a little different than normal.
Okay.
But one of the, and this can be blatantly obvious which era of Iron Maiden is my favorite, by the way.
All right.
One of my favorite comments, though, I was looking through the comments, and the best one was somebody said, "Remember a time in metal when you could actually hear the bass?"
I saw that too.
Yeah, thought that was pretty awesome, worth noting. So Phantom of the Opera. This is the pre-Bruce Dickinson era. And as far as this song is concerned, the music is a feast for the ears. The guitars are tasty, and the constant rhythm changes can seem a bit jarring at times, but they serve to keep such a long song from getting stale. The vocals, while not bad, are the one real weak spot on the song. Paul Di'Anno's voice just seems to go through the motions, I feel, during the verses, and he only really gives a vocal effort on the last notes of each line. I'm just not a big fan of Paul Di'Anno, especially on the first album in general. His vocal style to me just feels like he would be better suited for a more punk style band rather than what Iron Maiden's what we've known Iron Maiden to be. Overall, it's a solid effort that could benefit from a stronger vocal performance. I gave it a 7.5.
Okay. I don't know what was different about that, but I liked it. Good.
Okay.
All right. The next.
Well, usually I write like 2 or 3 word notes and stuff, and this time like I actually wrote like full paragraphs.
Because you mean like I always do. Okay, you finally put in the work. Okay.
I'm usually I kind of off the cuff and stuff.
Now you ad lib, huh? All right.
Yeah.
Lazy bastard, dude. Goddamn. All right. Anyway, our next song is Iron Maiden Killers off of the album Killers. And this was released the 2nd of February in 1981. My notes here are very bass-driven opening, which is good. And somebody wrote, "If you dislike this, Eddie will come to your fucking house and kill your family." I thought that was pretty funny. About 1 minute in, they let go with a fucking firestorm of heavy metal. I mean, they just nail it after about a minute in. I love the little descending guitar ditty they keep doing. It's like, I don't know exactly how it goes. I mean, that really was a shitty impersonation, but There you go. Fucking amazing solo that bridges right into another amazing solo. And Eddie looks like the most fabulous serial killer ever on the cover. He just looks like he walked right off of RuPaul's Drag Race. He's just like holding the accent. Hello. Anyway, I love the laughing at the end of the song. And Killers is the only Iron Maiden album to feature 2 instrumentals and was written almost exclusively by Steve Harris. Only 2 tracks, The Twilight Zone and the title tracks, are co-authored. The opening track, The Ides of March, is the band's shortest song to date. I give this song a 9.0. Killers. Dreadwind.
Also, the last album to feature Paul previously mentioned.
Yep. Singer
Paul Diano. Yeah, Killers. This is a classic song from a classic band off of a pretty classic album. This one, it starts off with yet another strong bass line, and that's a ongoing theme with
definitely.
with Iron Maiden. Paul's vocals sound much stronger and vibrant right off the bat on this song. The guitars continue their sonic assault on your ears, and the change up at 2:30 is seamless and leads into an amazing guitar solo.
Yep.
It's a great song from a great album that really showcases the band's entire musicianship as a whole. And I much prefer Paul's vocals on this album than on the first album. I think he definitely made an improvement there, but he just didn't last in the band for other extracurricular activities.
Yeah, right on.
So yeah, for this song, I give it an 8.5.
8.5. What'd you get the first one?
7.5.
7.5. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe you fucking below me on every one of these. God damn you.
No.
Debbie Downer motherfucker. All right. Anyway, our next song is called Hallowed Be Thy Name. And this is from The Number of the Beast, which is, fuck, you should own that album. I mean, come on. 22nd of March, 1982 released. The opening music has a very operatic and somber tone to it. And I got to say, R.I.P. Clive Burr right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
The demon on the album cover is what I use for a Christmas tree topper, because I have a big tall Eddie who's like 2 feet tall, and I have the little demon came with him with like the little arms out, the one arm out like he's got like a puppet, and the other arm's holding his pitchfork. I put that up on my Christmas tree every year. I also have 3 different McFarlane Toys Eddies, which like Killers is one of them actually.
Cool.
Bruce's voice fucking annihilates it right from the beginning. The bridge part with the harmonized guitars is pretty fucking amazing, and it makes me just want to close my eyes, tilt my head back, and soak it in. Yet another example of how Iron Maiden's lyrics are fucking genius and essentially destroy virtually everything pop these days. Because these days, lyrics are like, I fucked her. And let's just say Iron Maiden's lyrics are a little bit more complex than that.
A little bit more complex than look at this picture.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You can feel the story of the song in both the lyrics and the instruments, which is always a good sign for a song. The album was strongly opposed by social conservatives, aka fucktards, especially in the United States, where Iron Maiden was accused of being Satanists. Public burnings of the band's catalog were organized, although some religious groups smashed the records with hammers for fear of inhaling fumes from burning vinyl, which makes me laugh. Which makes me laugh because inhaling fumes from burning vinyl is the least of your worries if you're like burning albums because you think Iron Maiden are Satanists. The Beast on the road tour was subjected to numerous boycotts and demonstrations. Venues were sometimes surrounded by activists who held out leaflets. In one case, a 25-foot cross was carried in protest. Now that'll show them. I got to tell you, blocking freeways is one thing. You block an Iron Maiden concert for people who have paid tickets, you're fucked. All right. Anyway, I gave 9.0 for Hallowed Be Thy Name. Dreadwind.
Man. All right. Hallowed be thy name.
Hey, did you ever get your phone? Just joking. Trying to throw you off track. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The first album to feature Bruce Dickinson on vocals, and it has a very epic feeling intro to this particular song. And then right away, we hear the difference in vocals as Dickinson softly introduces himself before just belting out the lyrics and really putting his full range on display.
Blast off, yep.
Here, the vocals take the forefront. And for the first time in this list of songs, not necessarily the first time in their catalog, but for this list of songs that we are reviewing for the first time, they really stand out on their own, as opposed to the other two songs are very much more guitar driven. And then this one, with this song, the vocals really just stand apart from the guitar parts. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm, I do.
The guitars kind of take a back seat while he's singing, and then they come in to accent around it.
A voice of his own, you might say?
Yes. What did I write? Oh, okay. They really stand out on their own, and matching the technical prowess of the accompanying music. The guitar work, as usual, sing a chorus of melodies that are both tasteful and technical. Another change up at 4:30 leads into yet another series of solos that defy the senses. The song closes with Dickinson's powerful vocal display, and it has everything in it that makes up what an Iron Maiden song is and should be. 9.5.
Damn. All right, now you went ahead. All right,
yeah.
now, I like this. I like this new review style. It's almost like you're writing it like an actual, like real life review. Like
I figured it only took us 40 episodes. I may as well, you know.
Yeah, fucking my nipples are rock hard right now. All right, the next song is called "Flight of Icarus," and this is from the album "Peace of Mind," which is another amazingly classic album, released the 16th of May, 1983. Here's my very first note: the fucking part where he says his eyes are ablaze. Every time he says that, it sends a shiver down my spine. Every fucking time I hear it. And I've heard this song hundreds of times, literally. I'm not a fan of the vocal echo effects that they have in certain parts. Like, he's got this echo on his voice, so I'm not a fan of that. And here's another thing. People like to argue about this song because the lyrics don't exactly follow the story of Icarus. But Iron Maiden, they changed the meaning of the lyrics and like the lyrical content to basically it's basically a song about youthful ignorance and being disobedient. Mm-hmm. Is what it's about. And it's a tribute to the original Flight of the Icarus, you know, where he goes on the sun and he fucking melts his wings and shit. But it's not exactly that, you know? Proving again why Iron Maiden is a fucking brilliant band. I love the guitar twangs at the end. And here's the best part about it. Also on this album, Peace of Mind, is a goddamn amazing song called The Trooper.
Yes.
And which we did last week, if I'm not mistaken, and or week before last. But I'm going to be doing a version of the Trooper in my Cobra Trooper costume, holding a flag and holding a sword in the exact same pose. And I'm going to get it, and I'm going to have the flag all tattered, and I'm going to be like in front of the background. And it's going to be badass.
Awesome.
Yeah. Just a little tidbit here at the beginning of the 6th track, Still Life, on this album, the band included a hidden message, which could only be understood by playing the song backwards. This was a joke and intended as a swing back at the critics who accused Iron Maiden of being satanic, which I love when they do that. They're like, nice. Oh, yeah, we got these satanic lyrics, we play our shit backwards, well, here you go. And like the thing that they actually did was like just something silly. Anyway, Flight of Icarus, I give it a 10. Drugland.
That's awesome. Who was it where they had actually took him to court and they played the record backwards in court? And like the guy was like, "See, right here, you can hear they're saying, you know, kill Satan is
Ozzy Osbourne is who it was.
No, somebody else. But the band was actually in. It might have been Iron Maiden.
Maybe it was.
They were actually in the courtroom, and the looks on their faces were just like, "You've got to be kidding me!"
Oh wait,
serious?
Yeah, you're right. Because now I know the one you're talking about. Because I remember the camera panning over to them. They're like, "What the?"
Yeah, it's like, what is this guy smoking?
It was Iron Maiden. You're right.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
But I mean, Ozzy's been through it. Judas Priest has been through it. Slayer's through it. AC/DC went through it.
Marilyn Manson. Yeah, right. It's continued on and on and on. Yeah. Yep.
Go ahead. Flight of Icarus.
Flight of Icarus. Right, awesome.
What are you, high?
Ha, Icarus is.
Ooh, zinger.
Yeah, okay. So Flight of Icarus. This one has an almost marching rhythm that opens up the song before Dickinson's voice breaks through. Mm-hmm. In this one, you're instantly brought into the story as the music builds to the chorus. Wait, I'm sorry. Dickinson's voice, there's a comma there. I'm sorry. Grammar. Okay. Dickinson's voice breaks through. You're instantly brought into the story, and as the music builds to the chorus, you're ready to sing along. This song's short by Iron Maiden standards, but it doesn't lack for tasty rhythms and stellar guitar work throughout. And like you said, the story, you know, Iron Maiden, a lot of their songs follows like a storyline, but they're not all word for word or event for event. Some of these are open to interpretations, and you know, some of them are like metaphors, which is kind of what this one is, like you were talking about. So yeah, don't take it as like completely literal, people. Come on. So 9.0 on this one. I like this song.
9.0.
Yeah,
This seems
great
like
album.
this seems like this might be a high-scoring episode.
Probably so.
All right. Next song is called "The Rime of the Ancient Mariner,"
Ooh,
and
yeah.
this is off of Power Slave, released the 3rd of September, 1984. They blast right off with that galloping guitar. On the cover, Eddie looks like he's constipated Egyptian pharaoh. The song slows down for like 2 minutes, and then it speeds back up. Don't get me wrong, I'm a huge fan of Iron Maiden. I love songs that are long but still great. But this one, which is almost 14 minutes long, is too much for me. I mean, I can't hang with 14-minute long song. A little tidbit of knowledge about this album. In total, the tour was 13 months long, and probably 4 of those months were playing this song. And touched 28 countries. Power Slave debuted as get this. Power Slave debuted as #2 on the UK albums chart. As a result of their record company EMI, they released Now That's What I Call Pop Music compilation, beat them out for the #1 spot.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said I give Rime of the Ancient Mariner an 8.0. Dreadful.
Wow. You imagine having to play the song live every night?
I know. I need to take a nap right in the middle of this.
No. I think they do that for to give Bruce a break, right?
Yeah, it's probably what it is.
Yeah. It's like, all right, time for him to go take a nap in the back. Okay. Yeah, like you said, an almost 14-minute long epic song. We start off with what's kind of become Maiden's signature galloping rhythm that they do. And then Bruce Dickinson both educates and entertains us with his vocals and the lyrical content of the song and story. The music complements the vocals as it all fits together pretty seamlessly. At 5 minutes, the song initially feels like it's over before a somber bass line continues the epic journey. A monologue moves the story along while the music keeps the tempo down and low. Another bass line changes things up as Dickinson returns to his vocal storytelling towards the end. By 9 minutes, you almost feel like you've reached an entirely new song at this point.
Yeah,
it's a long one, folks.
That's what she said.
Singing guitars lead us back to the original rhythm as the song begins to close out. While the song may be a bit too much for the casual fan to handle, it's still a top pick for many diehard Iron Maiden fans. I'm a fan of it. It is a bit long though, even as an Iron Maiden fan. I give it I was kind of back and forth between 8.5 or 9. I'm gonna go with 8.5, mainly because of the length.
That's exactly. That's exactly. Not only is that exactly where I dinged it, that's exactly what she said. Mainly because of the length. All right, moving on. Stranger in a Strange Land. I don't know why I sing that to like Murder in the Rue Morgue, but it's got the exact same number of syllables in it. All right, this is from Somewhere in Time, released September 29th, 1986. September 29th, pretty infamous date in history, if you know anything about history. I'll just leave that there. The bass line to the song is evil as fuck. In fact, when I very first heard this, I turned around and looked, and Satan was sitting around like right behind me, just like tapping his foot. He was like, "What? What do you want? I'm here to listen to the song. Fuck off."
Did
anyway,
he have a fiddle?
He did. He burned my fucking floor where he's tapping his foot to, the son of a bitch. All right.
Did he have a fiddle with him?
He did. He went down to Georgia too.
Okay.
Anyway, I wish they would have refrained from using the keyboards. I really do. They seem like a really unnecessary layer in an otherwise heavy as fuck song. They have this part where they have this driving beat, which is pretty good too. But here's my one big criticism about Iron Maiden in general. is like you can really hear their bass, you can hear the guitar, and obviously the vocals are there, but like they never really showcase the drums at all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like a lot of other bands do. Slayer does, Lamb of God does, Metallica definitely showcases the drums. And then, okay, holy fucking shit, that fucking goddamn solo is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I can practically smell the spandex oozing off of it. Yeah. And I was never a fan of the turn the volume down outro. That's a thing I have on the song there. The cover. We would be remiss if I did not talk about the cover of Somewhere in Time. Created
cover.
Yeah, created by the band's regular guitarist. Let me start that one more time. Created by the band's regular artist Derek Riggs, displays a cyborg-enhanced Eddie in a futuristic Blade Runner-inspired environment. And much like this cover of Power Slave, the wraparound cover holds a plethora of references to earlier Iron Maiden album songs. And I looked at them, and there's like 100 references to other shit on there. And I got to tell you, me and my buddy Lucas used to get high and look at this album cover for like an hour. That's not saying much, because we also used to like look at he had this like this hole in his wall, and inside the hole in the wall, it had this like weird like 70s style insulation. We used to look at that for patterns too.
I was just say, did you see shit that wasn't even there?
Yeah, stay off of the weed, kids. Anyway, Stranger in a Strange Land, I give an 8.5, and probably 1 point of that's based on the cover of the album, Dreadwind.
Nice, yeah, awesome album, and awesome. The cover is just really awesome, amazing cover. That's one of the first ones that I remember noticing before I even started listening to Iron Maiden. Their album covers are really all very iconic. I used to go to these little like state fairs, and they'd have all the little game booths, and there was one of them where you would throw these darts to pop balloons.
Get a bandana or something with it on it.
And they used to have these little they were posters, and then at the very top they had these little probably 8-inch by 8-inch square glass thing that was in like a paper frame, and then on the back of the glass they had like album covers.
I know exactly what you're talking about now that you say that.
I used to get a bunch of those just from playing those games. And those little and this
like a cardboard frame around it.
Yeah.
Totally know what you're talking about.
I had a bunch of those, and a lot of them were Iron Maiden ones. I had like the original Kill 'Em All one with the Jump in the Fire one. I'm sorry, a bunch of other ones. So yeah. Anyway, back to the song.
A little off track there.
This is yet another strong bass line that kicks off the song. This one has a much bigger open sound to it compared to the others. The guitars in this one are more of an atmospheric sound rather than the driving guitar rhythms that you normally hear in a lot of their other songs. The guitar solo once again is stupendous. Dickinson vocals really drive the song, while the guitars, here we go, while the guitars serve more as atmosphere around it. Another solid song off of great album, but it kind of lacks the signature Maiden rhythms that you're used to hearing from most of their stuff.
It's a progressive era.
Yeah, it's a nice change of pace, but it doesn't quite hold up to some of their other classics. I give this one an 8.0.
All right. Alrighty, our next song is The Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. And this is from the album Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, released on 11th of April, 1988.
They couldn't release it on the 7th? What the hell?
I know, crazy. The 7th of July, even.
I know, right?
The opening with the choir is pretty weird. The vocals are, not shockingly, epic as fuck. And from what I gather from the lyrics, this dude is the seventh son of a seventh son. And
you got that? I got that too. Yeah.
He says that a couple times.
I thought it was just me for a little while.
No, it's almost like jumping to fire. He says it a couple times. All right. Okay. The seventh son of the seventh son is a concept for folklore regarding special powers given to or held by such a son. The seventh son must come from an unbroken line with no female siblings born between, and be, in turn, born to such a seventh son. The number 7 has a long history of mystical and religious associations: 7 virtues, 7 deadly sins, 7 sleepers, 7 days of creation, etc. In this case, it refers to a man who is the seventh son of the man who is himself a seventh son. I want to say seventh son a lot in this. Anyway, the little slowdown with the narration is pretty awesome, but I think they milk it just a little too long. And they also, again, have unneeded keyboards in this song. This is their keyboardy era of work that they did. The guitar work on the last portion of the song will rip off your face, tattoo the notes onto your skull with a chisel, and then reattach your face with chicken wire. I actually wrote that down.
Wow.
All right. The Clairvoyant was the first track written for the album, according to Steve Harris. The song's lyrics are inspired by the death of psychic Doris Stokes, after which he wondered to himself whether she could foresee her own death. Harris then began to write the song, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, which gave him the idea of turning the album into a concept record, given that the main character would also have the power of clairvoyance. I give Seventh Son of a Seventh Son a 7.7. No, I'm just joking. I give it an 8.0. Dreadwind.
What's the name of the song again?
Seventh Son of a Seventh Son.
Oh, okay, okay. All right. So the name of the song is Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. And if you haven't noticed, it's about the seventh son of a seventh son. And if you also haven't noticed, they tend to say the line "seventh son of a seventh son" quite a few times.
Yes, sir.
Which is actually one of my gripes on the song. It's about 10 minutes long, so it's another really long song.
Real close.
Kind of par for the course for Iron Maiden here. Once again, the intro gives you a very grand feeling. Dickinson's vocals seem to have an even more emotional fire to them than usual on this song. Perhaps the biggest knock I have is the repetitive chorus on it, because he just
says it again and again,
constantly, again and again and again. There's no breakup in between. There's no extra line in between. It's just it gets repetitive after a while.
Definitely.
At 4 minutes in, it starts an instrumental barrage that lasts for the remaining 6 minutes. I think there's one little monologue in there, like you were talking about. Yeah, but other than, basically it's a 6-minute instrumental at that point. While it's performed extremely well, it may just be a bit too long for its own good. Another song that's not really meant for the casual fan. I think a catchier, less repetitive chorus and a trimmed outro could have vaulted the song into a much higher tier. I gave it also an 8.0 as well.
Damn, vaulted the song to a much higher tier.
Yeah, I know, right?
Damn.
Waxing poetic today.
You're getting all fucking Stephen King on me over here. All right. The next song is called Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter. All right. That's not nowhere near how the song goes. But,
they do it much better. They really do.
Yeah, shockingly. All right, the album is No Prayer for the Dying, which was released on the 1st of October in 1990. The very first couple of notes remind me a lot of AC/DC. Like when they just go, I don't know. I just got put to mind of AC/DC. Yeah. Leather jacket with tassels on it and spandex pants. Is it even possible to get more 80s than that? I love the video with the black and white clips mixed in with the color clips of the concert. That was pretty good. My very favorite comment was, Iron Maiden were singing Let It Go before it was cool. That made me laugh so fucking hard when I read that.
That's awesome.
That's what I thought. He does say, I think he says let her go, but he says it, let her go, let her go. That's great. Right there. The breakdown is absolutely fucking brilliant. The end also sounds like AC/DC. Right at the end, they also go into this whole thing. It sounds like, anyway, No Prayer for the Dying includes the hit song Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter, which, in spite of the ban by British Broadcasting Company, remains Iron Maiden's only UK #1 single to date. That stupefies me. A tongue-in-cheek song written by Dickinson, originally recorded with his solo band for the Nightmare on Elm Street 5, the Dream Child film soundtrack.
Wow.
Harris decided the song would be great for Maiden, and the band re-recorded it. That whole couple of last sentences are just mind-blowing. I give it an 8.0. Wow. Dreadwind.
Yeah, I didn't know any of that. That's all. Yeah. That's wow.
That's why we do this show, man. Edification.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, this is definitely one of their more popular tunes, and it's not their typical, almost
sound.
progressive sound. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
much more stripped down, basic rock and roll, AC/DC.
AC/DC. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, very much so. Um, in fact, my first note was it lacks a signature galloping rhythm that you're used to hearing from them. It's got a much more of a big '80s feel to it, which after you said all of that makes much perfect sense.
Right on. You know what probably would have helped them with this?
But
Andrew.
son of a bitch.
I know. Never gonna die. Go ahead.
Don't you fucking die. You totally threw me off off my life. You know, seriously though, in all seriousness, probably would well, I guess they couldn't have done it because it was Bruce Dickinson's original song that he did for the movie, right?
Yep.
I was gonna say if they could have put some movie clips in the video, that might
yeah,
have
that'd been
helped.
awesome.
Yeah, but I guess they couldn't do it since it's technically a different band.
Isn't the Dream Child the one where they were like playing Dungeons and Dragons in part of it?
I don't remember. After the second one, they kind of all run together and get fuzzy for me.
Kind of true for me too. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. I do remember the one where they were like, they brought the original actress back and the actor that played, they were playing themselves.
Uh-huh.
You remember that one?
Yeah, I do.
I don't remember which number it was, like
I
15,000.
I don't either.
I thought that was at least an interesting concept where they had the actors actually playing themselves for that one. Where did I go? Oh, Dickinson wraps the whole song in with a powerful chorus. The solo is classic shredding. It's a very much less technical song with more of a straightforward rock approach. I kind of went back and forth on this one too. I gave it a 8.5.
Oh, all right. Not too bad. Yeah. All right. Our next song is Fear of the Dark. Fear of... I fucking love this song. Let me just start off. I'm going to go ahead and warn you now. I love this song. It's off of the album Fear of the Dark, released the 11th of May, 1992. One of the most brilliant and underrated openings in all of metalldom. I fucking love it. The vocals set the mood as mysterious and dark, and then they speed up and fucking murder your ears with sheer melodic brilliance. Fucking badass guitars, brilliant bass, amazing singing. I'm a fan of this song. Fear of the Dark was actually nominated for a Grammy Award in 1994 in the Best Metal Performance category, but get this. Lost to I Don't Want to Change the World by Ozzy Osbourne. And I got to give it to that's I Don't Want to Change the World is probably the better song of the two, but not by much. I mean, both of them are brilliant songs. Anyway, at
least they didn't lose to Jethro Tull.
Yeah, fucking A. I give this a 10. A 10.0. Dreadwind, Fear of the Dark.
Okay. Here we have
I can already tell you're going to down me on this. As soon as you said okay, I was like, oh, fuck, here we go.
Not much.
All right, go ahead.
Here we have a typical big-sounding intro before it leads us into a very quiet piece that kind of has a foreboding about it. The vocals lend itself to this before the main rhythm finally kicks in and it just blasts you in the face, right? The guitar is my only complaint on this song is, and it's more of a production issue than anything else. The guitars sound very weak on this song. Listen to the song, it's all bass and drums. And it's not until you hit the solo, and it's weird because the solo right at 4:15 that kicks in, there's a little solo before it, and then like a second guitar kicks in at 4:15, and that guitar solo is finally when you finally hear the guitar sound that you're used to hearing. It's big, it's in your face, it's the classic Iron Maiden guitar solo sound, and then it gets back to the other solo, and all of the guitars throughout the rest of the song are just weak. They're not mixed well or something on this song.
Trying to pick a fight with those guitars?
I'm trying to pick a fight with the producer because where are the guitars in this song? It's just they're not there and I know they're there when he's singing, but you can't hear them behind the vocals and the bass and the drums. And then when he stops singing, you can kind of hear them, but even when you kind of hear them, they're just not as big and driving and powerful as they normally are on all their other albums. So that's really my biggest knock on this one. It's still, the song itself though is a classic song that's written extremely well. I just feel like it suffers from a weak guitar sound due to poor production on this part. I give it a 9.0, and with a better production would have been a 10.
All right. That's still wrong. Well, let's move on to the next one. All right. The next one is Lord of the Flies.
Oh, yeah.
Released, the album, The X Factor, was released the 2nd of October, 1995. Here's my first note. Holy fucking goddamn shit fuck. I love that opening riff, but I could have done without the crowd noise on top of it.
Mm.
And then my next note is that Blaze dude is definitely not Bruce Dickinson.
Yeah.
Beelzebub or Beelzebul is a name derived from the Philistine god formerly worshipped in Ekron and later adopted by Abrahamic religions as a name given to a winged demon. The name Beelzebub is associated with the Canaanite god Baal. In theological sources, predominantly Christian, Beelzebub is another name for the devil similar to Satan.
Mm-hmm.
He is known by believers as one of the 7 princes of hell, according to Catholic views in terms of demonology. The Dictionnaire Infernal describes Beelzebub as being capable of flying, known as the Lord of the Flyers, or sometimes shortened to the Lord of the Flies. So there you go.
There you go. Yeah.
The X Factor is the 10th studio album by the heavy metal band Iron Maiden. It's the first of 2 albums of the band to include Blaze Bayley, formerly of Wolfsbane, a vocalist replacing Bruce Dickinson, who left the band following their previous tour to pursue a solo career. Lord of the Flies, I give an 8.0. Dribble.
Yeah, in most Christian theology, anything that's not Christian is pretty much dubbed of the devil. So, but no, I'm thinking of something else. Mephistopheles is the other one.
Mephistopheles?
Yeah.
There's actually a bunch of them.
Several. Yeah. I was gonna say, but one of them they actually named there's actually a Marvel character, comic book character named after Mephistopheles.
Mephistopheles.
Mephistopheles. That's right. Yeah.
Hear that Georgia coming through right there. Go ahead.
All right, Lord of the Flies. Yeah, this one has Blaze Bayley singing, and right off the bat, the vocals just feel weak compared to Bruce.
Definitely.
Blaze has a decent voice and he sings well, but when you've already had New York Strip,
it's hard to go to a hot dog.
Chopped steak just won't quite do. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And there's nothing wrong with chopped steak. It has its place in time. I like chopped steak sometimes, but when you go to a restaurant and you're used to getting New York Strip, damn it, you want New York Strip.
Isn't chopped steak basically hamburger?
Basically, yeah. It's yeah.
Because there's a restaurant chain up here called Culver's, and I went into there one time and ordered a chopped steak, and it was basically a hamburger with no bun.
Yeah, usually they pour gravy on it and sometimes onions, but yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
That's basically it.
Go ahead.
The song itself is solid with good guitar work throughout, but it lacks that certain something that just makes you want to come back to it and revisit it again.
I think that certain something's called Bruce Dickinson.
Probably so. Yeah, it's not a bad song. It's just kind of, it doesn't stand out and it's kind of forgettable. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And a lot of it has to do, I feel, with the vocal performance.
Fucking A.
So I give it a 7.5.
It's like non-Halford Judas Priest. Just no.
Just not quite right.
Yeah, right on. Okay, so all right, that wraps it up for our review of 10 Iron Maiden songs. So up the irons for all you people listening. And hey, next week we're going to do an all request week, and I already got a request from Minerva, who runs the I think her page is called Some Punk Bitch, where she does her punk art and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So and she does she did this really cool I can't believe I can't think of his name. This like David Bowie. She did the Ziggy Stardust thing over.
Yeah.
That was really awesome. So she gave me a suggestion. We're going to use that, and then we're going to ask some other people to get suggestions. So if it sucks next week, it's not our fault. It's other people's fault. Anyway, what we're going to do to wrap up the show here. as we're going to talk about the first 5 Maiden albums, our favorite song off of the first 5 Maiden albums. The first Iron Maiden album, self-titled album, my favorite song is Transylvania, the instrumental.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of that. Dreadwind, what was your favorite song off of Iron Maiden?
That probably would have been my pick too, but I wanted to avoid the instrumentals. Clearly, my favorite era of Iron Maiden is Bruce Dickinson.
Of course, mine too.
And the first album just doesn't do much for me in general. There's some gems on there that are really cool, but I'm not a big fan of Paul's vocals, to be perfectly honest. But I do like Phantom of the Opera. My favorite song on there that's not an instrumental. So,
all right. From Killers, my favorite song is Wrathchild, and probably the biggest reason for that is because 6 Feet Under does a cover of that on Maximum Violence album, which I love. So, and 6 Feet Under is known for covering a lot of stuff. So, but they do a great cover of that. So, Wrathchild, what was yours off of Killers?
Man, that's actually what I wrote down too.
You love it because 6 Feet Under didn't cover?
No, but I wrote Wrathchild down.
All right, good.
So I was between that one and the actual song Killers.
I didn't really think you liked it because 6 Feet Under did cover it. I know your feelings on 6 Feet Under. You fucker. All right, next album.
There you go. Okay.
Next album, Number of the Beast. I gotta pick the title track. I mean, come on, it's the Number of the fucking Beast.
Yeah.
It's such a great album, such a great song. It's just Number of the Beast. What did you pick?
Yeah, it was between that one and the one that I did pick, which is Run to the Hills, because it's such a classic. And I mean, from the opening drum beat, you know what's coming, and even people who aren't Iron Maiden fans know this song. I mean, come on,
Right. Plus, like Metallica, hints at a cover of that on some of their albums.
Yeah, and even non-Maiden fans sing along to it.
Right on.
So yeah.
Okay. So our next album is Peace of Mind, and shockingly, the Cobra Trooper picked The Trooper because it's The Trooper. It's a fucking badass song. When he says you fire your musket, but I'll run you through. That is so great, because that's as soon as he says that, I picture you some guy charging into a trench. One guy shoots his musket, but he's fucked after that.
Yeah.
The other guy, he's been hit by a musket ball, but he can still stab his ass. So I picked The Trooper.
Yeah. Fixed bayonets. Yeah.
Yeah, right on. Dreadwind, what did you pick off of Peace of Mind?
Shockingly, I picked The Trooper.
Oh, zinger. We're pretty symbiotic on this whole deal.
It's probably, that might be their best song, period. I mean, and they have a lot of good songs.
It's definitely up there.
It's probably the most iconic guitar riff opening. Everybody's heard that opening guitar riff, and then when Bruce just kicks in with "You take my life, but I'll take yours too."
I'll run you through.
Yeah, it's just amazing.
Okay.
I'm out of expletives to give. It's amazing.
All right. Power Slave. I know I almost guessed what you picked, but I picked 2 Minutes to Midnight.
Oh, I almost picked that one.
Huge fan of 2 Minutes to Midnight, and I guarantee your other one is going to be my second choice.
Aces High.
Exactly. I knew it.
Yes.
Aces High, the great song about, the dog fighting. It's just an amazing song.
Yeah.
It's a great album. And like I said, we were right on there as far as this whole fucking review goes.
I wrote both of those down because I was like, if he picks this one, I'm going to pick the other one.
Right. Because I mean, like all of our reviews were really close this time.
Yeah.
And all of our choices for favorite songs were pretty close this time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we were right on because it's Iron Maiden, right?
Oh, yeah.
So there you go. That wraps it up for this edition of Hangar 18. A little short this week, but I guess because I don't know why it fucking was. Because it was I guess because the songs were so long, we felt we had to talk about them really fast.
Maybe so.
I guess, but anyway.
Maybe because I wasn't going off the cuff this time, so I went quicker with my reviews. I don't know.
That's possible. Maybe we fucking opened up a rift in the space-time rift in the space-time continuum with Iron Maiden awesomeness. So. Anyway, that wraps it up. tomorrow, if you're in the Indianapolis, Indiana area, you can check out Indie Pop Con, and I will be there like from 10 o'clock a.m. to 5 p.m. And I will be with the at the Heroes for the Homeless booth. What they're doing is they're taking donations of canned foods, and they're taking donations of gently used clothes or new clothes, or even monetary donations for the homeless, which is pretty good cause there. So I'm happy to go over and help out with that.
That's pretty cool of you.
Just silent on me there for a second. All right, so that's what I'll be doing tomorrow as Cobra Trooper. So if you want, you can get a sign. I even have my trading cards now. So you can
sweet.
Yeah, you can get yourself a signed trading cards. And people have already been asking them for me, so I've had to send a couple through the mail already. And people should be getting those today. So anyway, if you're there, you get a signed trading card, business card, get a picture with me. I don't know. Touch my butthole. I don't know, maybe. You probably can't do that. I'm just joking about that. Just trying to fuck with Dreadwin's mind.
Right?
Yeah, I'm just trying to mess with Dreadwin's mind there. All right, anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. And horns up, Dreadwin.
I won't get that out of my head now. Thanks for that.
No problem, buddy. That's what I did.
We'll catch y'all next week, guys.
All right, we're out of here.